Dear student, I explain the lag lead compensating network. Aim to design a passive lag lead compensating network for the given specifications and to draw the frequency response of the lag lead compensating network and also determination of its transfer function. Apparatus required: resistors 1.8 kilo ohm one number, resistor 918 ohm one number, capacitors 0.1 microfarad 2 numbers, signal generator 1 number, CRO 1 number, probes 3 number, connecting wires as required. Lag lead compensator is a combination of a lag compensator and lead compensator. The lag section has one real pole and one real zero with pole to the right of zero. The lead section also has one real pole and one real zero, but the zero is to the right of the pole. When both steady state and transient response require improvement, a lag lead compensator is required. Advantages of phase lag lead compensation. The first one is, due to the presence of phase lag lead network, the speed of the system increases because it shifts gain crossover frequency to a higher value. Second one is, due to the presence of phase lag lead network, accuracy is improved. Circuit diagram. Now you see the circuit diagram. R1 and C1 both are connected in parallel. R2 and C2 are connected in series. Both are connected in series. The input is given to circuit using signal generator. The output taken from the circuit using CRO. In this circuit, the lead compensating network means R1 C1 connected parallel, which is series with R2. That is lead compensator network. Lag compensator network means R1, R2, C2, all the three are connected in series. That is the lag compensator network. Together lag and lead, we are getting the lag lead compensator network. Derivation of transfer function. For this lag lead compensator network, after taking the Laplace transform, the input voltage, that is Vi of S, equal to Z1 plus Z2 multiplied by I of S. I of S is the current in the circuit, where Z1 is equal to R1 parallel C1S and Z2 equal to R2 plus 1 by C2S. The output voltage, that is V0 of S, equal to Z2 multiplied by I of S. The I of S is the current in the circuit. So V0 of S divided by Vi of S equal to Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. After simplification, the transfer function of lag lead compensator is Gc of S equal to S plus 1 by T1, S plus 1 by T2 divided by S plus 1 by beta T2 into S plus beta divided by T1, where T1 equal to R1 C1, T2 equal to R2 C2, R1 plus R1 C1 plus R2 C2 plus R1 C2 equal to 1 by beta T2 plus beta T1. Procedure. Derive the transfer function for the lag lead network. Connections are made as per the lag lead circuit diagram by the selecting the proper values. Switch on the main power supply and apply sinusoidal wave by selecting the suitable amplitude. I mean by using amplitude knob in the signal generator. We adjust the amplitude of the input voltage, that is 1 volt or 2 volt or 3 volt. Like that you have to set the suitable amplitude of sinusoidal wave which is applied to the lag lead network. The frequency of the signal is varied by using frequency knob in the signal generator step by step, and at each step note down the corresponding magnitude of output and then phase angle. Draw the frequency response plot, that is frequency versus phase angle and then frequency versus magnitude of gain in decibel, and hence find the transfer function and compare it with the design. This video give clearly about how to give the connections, how to conduct this experiment, how to get frequency response of the lag lead compensating network from the reading. Student watching this video. Dear student, now I explain the lead lag compensating network. Lead lag compensating network consists of lag compensator network and lead compensator network. Aim of this experiment is to design the lag lead compensating network and to obtain its frequency response. Apparatus required: signal generator 1 number, CRO 1 number, decayed resistance box 2 numbers, decayed capacitance box 2 numbers. Connections: R1 and C1 both are connected in parallel, R2 and C2 connected in series. Both circuits are connected in series. This is the lead lag compensating network. Now the incoming terminal of the R1 is connected to the incoming terminal of, that means capacitance, and then the outgoing terminal of the, that is the negative terminal of the R2 connected to negative terminal of the C1, and then the negative terminal of the C1 is connected to the positive terminal of the R2. The negative terminal of the R2 is connected to the positive terminal of the C2. Then the signal generator probe, that is the input probe. This is the input waveform probe from CRO. This is the probe from signal generator. Both probe positive connection. I connected it to positive terminal of the R1 and the negative is connected to negative terminal of the C2. And then this is the output waveform. The output probe, the positive terminal is connected to the positive terminal of the R2. The negative terminal is connected to the negative terminal of the C2. This is the connection. First, by using the waveform knob, I set sine wave, and then using frequency knob, I set the 1 kilohertz, and then using amplitude knob, I set, that means 3 volt input voltage. 3 volt means 3, that means 6 divisions in the CRO multiplied by, that means 1 volt. So 1 into 6 is 6. That means you can get, that means volts I set, that means 3 volts set in there. Then output is, you can press this same thing only. So 6 division multiplied by 0.5, we are getting the 3 volt. I set the input voltage 3 volts. Now this is the output waveform. Channel 2, channel 1, channel 2 only. Now you can vary the frequency by using the frequency knob. I vary the frequency. I put that 1.160 kilohertz. You see the frequency. This is the output waveform. So therefore the division is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.2. So the 5.2 multiplied by, that means that is the 0.5 knob, you can calculate the output voltage. And then the frequency means, then here that is the positive terminal 1 waveform, 1 division, that is the 2 division. So 2 multiplied by 1 millisecond. So the 1 millisecond multiplied by, that means 2.2. So therefore 2.2 millisecond. So the frequency equal to 1 by 2.2 millisecond. That is the frequency of output waveform. Then again you vary the frequency. Some ranges and all I set the frequency. So now you calculate the frequency of output form. Don't, this frequency is not a output waveform frequency. Frequency how can calculate the x? That means x-axis waveform positive cycles here 1. Again that means here 1, and then you can set the values and all. Here you see the waveforms and all output waveforms. So input 1 positive cycle, negative cycle. So 1.3. So the 1.3 multiplied by, that means 1 millisecond. You can calculate like that. You can vary the frequency and then you can note down the corresponding voltage. So in the tabular column, frequency, output voltage, gain, and then phase angle pi, which is calculated by using the formula. Students, from the video you clearly understand how to note down the output frequency. Normally frequency is what? 1 by time only. So time how to calculate it? Time per division multiplied by number of divisions. That is in the x-axis. You can calculate the time. So 1 by time is equal to frequency of output waveform. Similarly, output voltage how to calculate and all? Voltage per division multiplied by number of divisions in the output waveform. We can calculate the output voltage only. This is the tabular column. So the input voltage I said 3 volt. How can? From the signal generator using amplitude knob you can set the amplitude of the input sinusoidal waveform. So that's a 3 volt. This 3 volt constant for all the readings only, all the 15 readings. Then frequency. This frequency is the frequency of the output waveform. I vary the frequency of the input. Automatically the output frequency also vary. So you can note down the output frequency from the CRO using formula. Frequency is equal to 1 divided by time, and then note down the corresponding output voltage. Then calculate the frequency omega equal to 2 pi f. Then the phase angle also is calculated from the CRO, and then the gain, that is the magnitude of gain in decibel, 20 log V0 divided by Vi. All the calculations are tabulated in the tabular column. This is the model graph of lag lead compensating network. You see, x-axis omega, y-axis magnitude of gain in decibel, and then phase angle pi only. So the top curve is nothing but the frequency versus magnitude in decibel. Below the sine wave like this, that is only frequency versus pi. You see, first horizontal, then slanting, that is minus 20 decibel per degree. So then again that means steady, then again increasing 20 decibel per degree. So this is the lead lag compensation. And then below that we are calculating the transfer function 1 by T1, 1 by T2, beta by T2, 1 by beta T1. All the values we are getting from the frequency response of the lag lead network. This is the actual graph for the taken readings, which is similar to model graph of the lag lead frequency response. Then result. Thus the passive RC lag lead compensating network was designed for the given specification, and its frequency response and transfer function were obtained. Then Viva voice questions. I given a few sample of Viva voice question for this experiment, which is helpful to you for attending Viva during examination. What is compensator? What is the difference between lag and lead compensator? board plot for lag network, board plot for lead network, which compensator used to steady state response of the system, and then which compensator used to improve transient response of system, which type of filter act as a lead compensator, which compensator act as a band pass filter, which compensator act as a high pass filter, what is lag lead compensation, write the frequency response of the lag lead compensating network, what is the importance of lag lead network. Thank you students for watching this video.